Hands for Tuesday. I know I didn't do that the last time, but this time I did. So let me just scoot that over a bit. So we are comparing and contrasting Soundwave, or the Japanese version, Cassette Man. As you can see, that's originally what he was. He was Cassette Man, but for some reason in the new toy line they put him as a spaceship. But before we get into all that, you know that. And I see the subscribers got more again. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate all the subscribers out there. Everybody tuning in, all the views, and all the subscribers. Thank you so much because you're helping me build this channel. I want to hit that 1,000. We hit the 500. The next is the 1,000 to hit. Hopefully we get there sooner than later. So thank you guys again for all that. Like I said, we are comparing and contrasting Soundwave. So we have Ravage over here, and we have Laserbeak. I just took out Rumble. Was it Rumble? Yeah, Rumble. Or is that? Yeah, Rumble was that one. As you can see, compare and contrast. The biggest comparison and the biggest difference is in the modern, he's a spaceship. In the old school, he is a cassette deck. Because back in the day, when I was younger, everybody wanted a Sony Walkman, and that's what this was representing. Now, this is what he was in Japan. The original, the real, was Cassette Man. It wasn't Soundwave, it wasn't Transformers. I can see there's a price tag that is $12.90. I got it at a flea market in America. It wasn't in Japan that I got it, but that is the original. And I did do a whole video just on him and all the cassettes and everything and all the pieces that go with it. And you do have a move-in volume and a little thing over here and all that. And also, you have the spaceship, which does for some reason have a cassette deck and cassettes with it, which I understand why they did it, but it's kind of odd if you ask me. But as you can see here, you can take a look around. Like I say, the details really good, but that's one of the downfalls on it. Now this one, the details were, for the time, really good. I mean, you got to take it into consideration. They didn't have the technology they did, but it looked like a real cassette player. And if you had this on you, probably someone would think you have a mini cassette player. They were not the size of regular cassettes. And I know there's some people going, what the heck is a cassette? But when we were younger, they did have cassette tapes. So let me just get... as you can see, Laserbeak actually looks like a cassette when he's in that form, and we'll show you in a minute, and Ravage does too in that form. But first, let's see. I guess we'll transform Cassette Man, or Soundwave, if you will, first. And yes, he does have metal parts. As you can see with the feet, he does have metal feet. Now, if you're old school purist, this looks more like the Soundwave that we had when we were younger, the original 80s movie. That's Soundwave. That's what he looked like. He like I said, Cassette Man, but that's really Soundwave. That's what they had back then. It's a Japanese, the original one. So he went from cassette to that guy, and he had all the weapons there. I didn't take all the weapons out. Now with this guy over here, this Soundwave, I keep saying this guy like it's a separate person, but they're both Soundwave. And like I said, the flimsiness of these kind of irks me a little bit because it's a little bit awkward. That I guess I should take out the feet first before I do all that. They fold in kind of on themselves, if you will. Make sure you guys check out the EDC video this week too. I want to talk a little bit of advice, if you will. I have a couple of things coming up with advice, but I'm not ready to do the other one just quite yet. So it might be this week, it might not. We don't know. We'll see, but I don't think it will be. No, it definitely will not be. It'll probably be next week's video. See, that's what I'm talking about. It comes off. This is my gripe with the new school. They're so prone to just pop off as you're trying to transform them. This folds down, And don't forget the hands. He does need hands. So, I gotta put this down and around or something like that, if I can remember correctly. It kind of folds down or something, I think. Or maybe, oh, maybe not. Maybe it goes up like that. No, it doesn't. I'm lying. Anyway, so as you can see, they look very similar. Now, as far as if you're a purist, I'm going to go with this guy. If you're more into the look and articulate, I mean, the look, that one has it. The battle damage, though, on these newer ones, it is from the Siege series. If I didn't mention that, so it is from the Siege series. So the battle damage looks really cool on it. Now, articulation. There's going to be a little bit of a difference, but this is one of the 80s ones that actually had more articulation than some of the other ones. So, and as the cassette, I think Frenzy was a much better looking one than these ones. And he did have a lot of movement. So, and he even had metal in him. So, you did have a metal on them. Now, with the articulation with this guy, you do have movement in the shoulder joints and the elbows. You actually have movement in the head there, which is a novelty for the 80s. You have movement over here, and you did have movement on the legs there and the knees. Oh, well, articulation, if you will. But there, all around, the look of him, he looked cool if you're used to the 80s. Now, this looks cool too, but my gripe is, why do you randomly a spaceship with a cassette deck thing, which cassette decks go in, or cassettes go into? This is my little gripe about this. It's just weird for me. Like, I mean, it doesn't look exactly like a cassette, but okay, you randomly had this thing that goes into his chest like a cassette. If you remember the old school 80s, I mean, sorry. Now, articulation. You have the shoulders, the elbows, the hands, no. The head, yes. You have the knees, and you have the hips. So, articulation, very similar. As you can see right there, as we do a little spin around, as he shows all his stuff. Now, I did the ratings the other day on the Galvatron, so I guess we'll do a 1 to 10 scale on these. But now, like I said, if you're a purist, you want it to look like the cartoon show, I'm going with that one. If you want something that looks battle armor, cool looking, the mold on this one is a lot better, definitely. I will give that 100%. The mold is better on that one. And the battle damage, the paint, the whole nine is definitely better on that. The cassette, I have to give it to the original Cassette Man Soundwave. I'll call him Cassette Man Soundwave, just so we know, exactly who we're speaking about. But, originality, and look, the face, I'm pretty sure you can put a flashlight behind him. I did have a flashlight here, I do. Yes, I do. You can get the glow in the eyes here, so that's kind of cool. You can on him, it's this paint. So that gives us some points. The cassette goes to the original Cassette Man. He's Cassette Man, of course the cassette goes at. Looking like something he is goes to him. This one, as far as articulation, the new Siege, as it was Siege Soundwave, we'll say. The Siege Soundwave, as far as articulation, as far as paint, yes. This one had the stickers. This one has the paint. You don't have stickers that are going to come off after a while, because you all know when you played with them when you were a kid, the stickers came off. So, from a scale to 1 to 10, for the original, and I'm trying not to skew this because I like the old school, but the original, I'd have to give a 7. The original Cassette Man, I'll give a 7 to him. Now, as for the newer one, well, I'll give him a 7 because of what he is and what he looks like. Now, Robot, like, this would score higher on the original looks. or the original thing it's supposed to be, I guess you would say. This, not so much, because the cassette just doesn't make sense to me. But looks, as far as the paint job, no stickers, the articulation and all, I give them both sevens, but for different reasons. This one was what it was. This one bulked up its points with that. Actually, to be honest, let's give that a 7 and that an 8. So that's my honest opinion on them. The new age beats it out by a little bit, but there's some little things there that just doesn't add up. So there you have it, people. The compare and contrast of Soundwave. Maybe we'll do one more of these, because I had a plan to do a different one today and I decided to do this one. So maybe we'll do one more and then we'll go back to doing just reviews of Transformers by themselves. You guys let me know what you like better. So there you have it, people. And like always, have a great, great day.